Want to like react to some of the slanderous comments about me? Be careful, bro. Yeah. Nah, there's nothing to be careful about now. I feel very free to speak my truth. Why the f do you think he says it shouldn't be? Could that be because it's wrong and it's a mean, evil thing to do? To acknowledge that someone is suffering and deciding that you are going to attack them online continuously for the thing that they are, either insecure or struggling with? It's either all okay or none of it's okay. If you have some unresolved sexual tension or fantasies, whatever the f it is, you need to keep that shit to yourself.
So, it looks like iDubbbz wasn't very careful, was he? The response video he's been hyping up on stream for weeks at this point finally dropped, and I gotta say, this shit was absolutely pathetic. I never thought this is where we would be after all these years. And after watching this, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, is this really what this guy spends all day doing? Looking at videos of people laughing at him and shitting on his wife? Like, brother, you need to get a grip.
Today, I'm going to be doing the thing that everyone tells you not to do, and that is feed the trolls. I briefly want to talk about the concept of being a lolcow, because these fucking losers, they love the concept of like labeling someone a lolcow and then like bullying them and watching their life spiral out of control. They won't, say as much. They'll just be like, yeah, we just do it for laughs. The whole thing's entertainment. It's just just innocent guys just having a laugh. Thankfully, Anissa and I are in a much safer and privileged position than many other people who are the targets of guys like this who want to bully them into submission. So now I want to look at two different clips from these guys. There is the fat one and his cohort who are listening to Anissa describe, like, essentially having a hard time online, seeing people mock and make fun of her dad with Alzheimer's.
They were laughing at my dad for getting sick on some of these forums.
What did you think? What did you think? Because you shared it online?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's what people are going to do because they want to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
I don't think they probably even really believe the stuff that they're saying, but they know because it's extreme and, like, edgy that it will cause you mentally spiral like this. So that's why they do it. This is how the internet works. It shouldn't be, but that's how it is.
The whole time, he is not saying that he is a perpetrator of bullying her. What he's saying is that other people are doing that. But he is doing it actively. In this video, he is bullying Anissa. So this is something that he's very familiar with. But for some reason, in this moment, he refuses to take any ownership of the fact that he is part of the problem.
Like, that's what people are going to do because they want to get a reaction out of you. So that's why they do it. And you're telling them that it affects you.
He doesn't want to admit it, and it makes you wonder why. And we get a little window into that at the end of the clip.
This is how the internet works. It shouldn't be, but that's how it is.
He says in this moment, it shouldn't be. Why the f do you think he says it shouldn't be? Could that be because it's wrong and it's a mean, evil thing to do? To acknowledge that someone is suffering and deciding that you are going to attack them online continuously for the thing that they are, either insecure or struggling with?
Yes, making fun of someone's parent with dementia is messed up. But does Ian not realize that he has fostered this environment? Does he not realize half the people criticizing him are just emulating what he did so successfully just a few years ago? Does he not realize that he made all the edgy people on the internet a fan of him? Then he flipped on everything.
It's either all okay or none of it's okay.
It's like, brother, obviously these people are gonna make fun of you after that. You made yourself the epitome of edginess on the internet. You popularized yourself off that. People would not know who you are if you didn't do that. So when your previous fans see you turn on everything you used to do, you really shouldn't be that surprised when they smell blood in the water. especially when all these changes you have made came after getting in a relationship with Anissa. Personal growth is a thing, sure. Maybe you just outgrew being an edgelord, like you say. But you also made your life content for the internet. So you shouldn't be surprised in the least when the sharks you created come for you. Now watch, as Ian, instead of responding to everyone's criticisms of Creator Clash and charities being screwed over for your own benefit, Ian decides to take the lowest hanging fruit on the tree and criticize his boxing coach, instead of responding to screwing over charities and wasting tons of creators' time.
When my rancid boxing coach and his wife decided to go on the H3 podcast as like this mutual exchange of talking shit about Anissa and I in exchange for $5,000, that was sort of under the premise that I owed them some sort of bonus money.
Yeah, I mean, like, we were also promised a bonus on CC1 and we never got it. But because Michael was so nice, he didn't want to like make Ian feel uncomfortable and ask Ian and Anissa about it.
And I was always under the assumption that there was no bonus, because even though he told me there was a bonus, he then disappeared for 6 months and I never saw him. So I was like, was there a bonus or was there not a bonus?
There was never a bonus. I never spoke to these losers about a bonus. I was paying these people an hourly rate to do the job that I asked for them to do, and they got paid. This fucking loser with the beard got paid $32,000 for training an influencer to box, and she got paid $9,000 to film some of it. They're lying to Ethan and his crew, and they're lying to the audience.
How is it that we put on this great event? We raised $1.3 million for charity, and he promised us a bonus. And then right after the event, he just kind of pretend like he's too busy to check in with us.
Too busy to check in with you? I don't need to fucking check in with you. You're not my parents. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You weren't promised a bonus. I was doing my own shit. Why the fuck would I want to spend my time with you when I'm filming a show with Dax Flame? You guys are fucking losers. So if I never missed a payment for you and your wife, and a bonus was promised at some point, then don't you think it would be pretty fucking obvious and apparent that you should text me, hey, what about that bonus? Of course, but there was no bonus, because you're fucking lying. Like, fuck these crooked people. They came on this podcast, they used this bonus thing as some sort of like weird exchange of like, yeah, we can't go on the podcast and just talk blatant about our clients. So what we're instead going to do is pretend like we were stiffed by our clients after they promised us a windfall of cash.
Ian is just so clearly trying to go after the easiest criticism he can defend in response to people raking him over the coals for 2 failed charity events in a row. Like, why is he addressing some shit about him not paying this guy a $5K bonus instead of the hundreds of thousands of dollars the charities never ended up receiving? Or how about the creators that put aside tons of their own time for your event because they believed in you and they believed in raising money for charity? Ian did this to himself. He inserted himself into an internet drama around Ethan and Hassan because he thought it would be an easy dunk, not even thinking about the creators on his boxing event card that would be affected.
As Ian and Ethan are now doing this YouTube battle against each other, going through this drama war, Creator Clash is receiving a lot of collateral damage.
See, it's so funny. Everyone's saying like, "Oh, I hate H3." How H3 actually got Creator Clash to get some negative air. They see, this is the thing. iDubbbz made a video about them.
Yeah,
he, the founder of Creator Clash, made a video about these other people who are creating drama. They, you know, so I'm saying like this is like this thing
and
where
it's like I'm not gonna tell Ian what to do. It's not my place to be like, Ian, maybe you shouldn't like do that. Because the rest of us might kind of catch some strays from it.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, it's like it feels like Ian and I were friends walking down a sidewalk, and he gets stung by a wasp, and he's like, oh, and he looks up and there's a wasp nest there, And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a wasp nest. And he pulls out a bat and he runs up and hits that wasp nest and comes back. He's like, I showed that wasp nest. And I'm like, uh-oh. And all the wasps come flying out and they start stinging us, both of us. Mostly him because he was but I'm like I'm getting stung. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't come on this walk to get stung by wasps. Why'd you go hit the wasp nest?
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, the only thing to do here to protect you is to run away. And so he runs away. And now I'm like, I'm just, okay, I guess they're following him, but I'm still kind of getting stung here. Not really what I signed up for.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of that. So,
See, it's obvious why iDubbbz doesn't want to actually address the real issues people had to Creator Clash. Because he has no reasonable defense. So instead, he selected some bottom-of-the-barrel criticism that was related to Creator Clash rather than any of the real criticisms people had. iDubbbz wants people to mind their own business, but he couldn't do that himself. Because in his head, he had twisted himself into believing that this was just an easy dunk that could in no way affect Creator Clash. But anybody with actually half a brain would definitely realize that it would have. He was clearly just wrong. But that isn't the only thing iDubbbz is wrong about. Watch as he tries to draw an average using some of the lowest level criticism of Anissa and how she changed him as a person.
Now I'm going to react to a couple of these random creators who have made videos or statements about Anissa and I, just to give you a taste of what an average is. And additionally, like in making some of those videos, it just attracts a certain type of person where they're like, I'm going to list off a bunch of people I consider lolcows or people who are mentally like disabled, and I'm going to tell you to make documentaries about them. And then in that case, like, I'm not fucking doing that. You seeing that happen right now with World of T-shirts. There's a lot of people who think they're like doing it responsibly or respectfully, and it's just hell. It's just like, what the fuck is any of this shit?
Bro, what is going on? Anissa legitimately convinced him his entire being as a person is bad.
Did I once say my entire being is bad? You're allowed to be critical of yourself and the content you're making. You would benefit from being a little critical of the content you're making. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, actually comment on what I was talking about.
And fellas, and even fellettes, all right? Never, just listen up, all right? Never let your partner actually change you this much. Never let them convince you that you are so bad as a person, like everything you do, the way you act, everything you believe is bad.
Why do you think that she thinks everything I do is bad? I'm like, man, these people have fucking drank the Kool-Aid to a disgusting degree.
It was my opinion that some of your content in the past was actually good before. It was actually logical. You made some good points. You don't need to feel so bad about every single thing. You know, maybe you did some bad shit. You said some slurs. That shit was bad, whatever.
Dude, I know. I just, this is so frustrating. I just want to say, like, a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about are going to be upsetting, or they're going to be a downer to you, because that's interesting. I don't know if it's because I have a higher threshold. It kind of feels like I do, right? A lot of the things that these commentators are commenting on is they're saying like, oh my gosh, that would crush me, basically, if my wife described me in that way or said that about me. And it's like, okay, it would hurt you. You're feeling bad through me. You think that I'm feeling those same feelings that you're feeling. I'm not.
Why is he so afraid of admitting that Anissa significantly changed him as a person? Is that really something you should be that ashamed of? Whatever happened to the whole, like, my significant other changed me into a better version of myself thing, you know? If you truly believe what you used to say was bad and she helped you see that, then what is so wrong about admitting that? Is because after getting in a relationship with her, that's what you showed the world. I mean, at the start of the relationship, you were telling her not to associate with thoughts on the internet because it looks bad for her image. Only for today, for you to full-on endorse her selling explicit photos to random men on the internet with her OnlyFans account.
Didn't you want to join Zoe's Ho Squad? No, I never wanted to. I never wanted to join Zoe's Ho Squad.
You were supposed to come and hang out with me and Celestia after you begged Celestia. I have the Skype screenshots. You begged her to come hang out with me. You back out because iDubbbz tells you it's a bad idea to associate with me. Then you proceed to go on for the next couple of weeks and tweet about me every now and then, talking crap. How about we talk about why your boyfriend won't promote anything about you? Is he trying to keep your ass a secret? Why is he one of the biggest YouTubers and he can't help your ass out? I think you picked the wrong side.
Isn't that interesting? As the relationship developed, all of a sudden, his opinion changed on everything. It's almost like this proves exactly what everyone is saying. You know, the thing that he said was untrue. It's almost like his opinion on edgy content and thought culture did a complete 180. He can't admit that she influenced that because it makes him look bad and it makes her look bad. So instead, he just pretends he doesn't understand the actual criticism people have been making about this, when he clearly understood this like 10 years ago. You criticized thought culture over and over in multiple old videos, but now you have no problem with it and even endorse it. You can say that this is just a realization you came to yourself. But when people look at everything Aneesa says and does, it clearly just shows she's taking the lead and you are following.
One of the more important things that I want to talk about is my relationship with Aneesa. I love Aneesa. I love everything about her. I've only grown to love her more with time. And a lot of people online don't see it that way. For me, it's very obvious. I thought more people would be able to catch on. I am quiet, stoic, not talkative. She is the opposite of that. She is loud, very talkative, social. People struggle to understand that dynamic, I think, especially me being a person who has made a career of talking online. So yes, Aneesa will oftentimes, like in many relationships, be the more talkative one.
Like, he looks sad. No, he is disgusted at her. He's depressed. He's so disgusted
Working
by this.
on-
He looks disgusted with this.
He looks so uncomfortable. He's like, should I be here? He looks so uncomfortable. Look at this guy's body language. He doesn't want to be there.
Look how miserable he looks. Dude, he looks miserable. Dude, he looks like he wants to kill himself.
I mean, I kind of want to kill myself now. Okay, so they're not a fan of the resting bitch face. All right, well, I'm not going to smile all the time, fellas. And even when I smile, you guys still, like, contort it into he's so uncomfortable or he's smiling through the pain.
Burn.
Oh, he's so uncomfortable. And he's smiling on his face.
What?
But inside his eyes, you can see his pain.
If you have some unresolved sexual tension or fantasies, whatever the fuck it is, you need to keep that shit to yourself and not project it onto other people. I wish the best to Gabe. Michael Briggs, on the other hand, absolute fucking creep weirdo. Now, I know a lot of this is very grotesque and obsessive. I would prefer if people didn't talk about me and my wife or other people in this way.
If you really came to that conclusion on your own, why were you criticizing Aneesa for associating with thoughts at the start of your relationship, only to now promote your wife's OnlyFans content? Like, I guess maybe you just didn't hit that arc in your realization yet, but come on, dude. It sure does look like she has always wanted to be a part of thought culture. And now that she is, all of a sudden you have grown up and those old criticisms are childish. And what about her left-wing stances on like everything? Sure seems like you followed her onto that one as well. In fact, I would wager your response to Ethan was spurred on by Aneesa's politics bleeding into your persona. You can deny that Aneesa has changed anything about you, and you have done all this personal growth on your own. But clearly, the vast majority of the public just isn't buying it. Alright guys, I said my bit. iDubbbz is a hypocrite. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to see more content like this, YouTube thinks you'll like this video right here.